Hello, I'm Paul Skousen, and this is the Healing of America Project. Right, it's important that we have a central government. That's been proven for thousands of years. That central government getting out of control, that's always been the problem. During the Revolutionary War, the War for Independence, our central government was not strong enough. And that's why it was so difficult. Washington was having to go to each state hat in hand begging for their help because the central government wasn't strong enough to take care of our needs. So the trick, the challenge, the problem, the hurdle for our federal government, for our founding fathers, was to balance, try to find that center between too much force and not enough force. And that's what the Constitution is. So the Constitution is very specific about the role of the federal government. It's extremely limited. So what can it do? And that's what this whole Constitution outlines. The most important part for you and I, besides the job descriptions, is in Article 1, Section 8. There are 17 specific duties given to Congress. And then in Section 9, there's an additional 7 or so that say, what can our federal government do for us? Now, presidents like Teddy Roosevelt have twisted that meaning. And Teddy Roosevelt in particular said, I can do anything I want for the good of the country as the president unless the Constitution says I cannot. And that's the great fraud. The founders set it up exactly the opposite. You can only do what it says in the Constitution, nothing more. So we as a nation, we delegate certain of our rights to the government to handle for us. So the government, federal government, has no more rights than what we ourselves have. So stop and think about that for a second. You have the right to defend yourself, self-defense. We've delegated that to the government. That's our military, right? If we're going to do something for a group in our community, I'm going to watch your house every night, and I'm going to charge you $1 a night for the month. So each house pays you. Well, that's taxes. We delegate to the government the right to take taxes. A third major role is that of being a judge, a judicial system. If moral law is broken, if somebody comes in and tries to hit me or harm my family, I can defend myself and I can exact justice on that perpetrator. That's my right. We give that to the government in the form of our judicial system. So when the government goes beyond that and starts to exert rights into our lives that we ourselves don't have, then it's in violation of the Constitution, violation of moral law. So here I sit with a 1998 Toyota Camry. It's on 270,000 miles right now. One transmission replacement, great car. My neighbor has a Lexus and a Mercedes-Benz, and he's alone. Why does he need those two cars? I think I should get the Lexus. It's older. The Mercedes is newer. So I'm going to go over to that house and I'm going to take that car. Do I have the right to do that? I do not. Therefore, neither does the federal government have the right to charge my neighbor more taxes because he has those cars, property taxes, and then take that extra money and give it to people like me who don't have as much. The government does that in our lives all the time, every day. It's called the redistribution of wealth. It is not constitutional. It is not moral. It is the very fabric of a socialist system of government. And our Constitution, as originally written, was meant to keep that under control. And it's become corrupted and eroded. And we need to heal America and get back to that place.